Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great day so far and that you're doing well. For this video we'll be going through a quick unboxing of classic Class 08 Nemesis Prime. And Nemesis Prime is yet another model kit from, I'm going to try and say this right, from Blokees. And I think the kit was released sometime 2023, 2024, not too sure on the specifics. But it's definitely a bit of an aged release, at least at the point of recording this video. So, for this week's worth of Transformers content, going through, once again, through more of the Transformers model kit backlog, and as I hinted at the Optimus Prime unboxing the previous week, we will do Nemesis Prime for this week. So, front of the box, here we have Nemesis Prime, in his typical Nemesis Prime colours, which I will admit do look really nice. Image of Prime is obviously on a very interesting lithographic background, which I just realized seems to be the Decepticon logo, or a decent chunk of it. Yeah, front of the box does look very cool. Side of the box, so we have another shot of Nemesis Prime, still in a very nice lithographic background, and then classic Class 08 Nemesis Prime. Now, much like Optimus Prime, I did get probably everything up until 08 as part of the Asia release. I think everything after 09 will most likely start becoming the Western. In fact, I recently picked up Megatron from the first Transformers movie, being the Bayverse that is, and I'm pretty sure that's in English. We'll see when we get there. Other side of the box, and much like Optimus, just some more images of Nemesis Prime from the front and rear, and some of the included weapons. Back of the box, still some images of what I do actually believe is the finished kit. Quick shot of the runners, and just a nice pose shot there of Prime on a base with some of these interesting little flame effects. So, how cool does that look? So that's pretty much the box done. Time to have a quick look at the manual and the runners. And with everything out of the box, front of the manual, it's pretty much a rehash of the image on the front of the box, just in a bit more of a flat design. Interestingly enough, we don't have the Rise of the Beast logo here on the back, so Nemesis Prime is pretty much more of a general recall of that version of Optimus, which is very cool. Now, it also looks like there'll be this little insert, which we'll get back to in a minute. Opening up the manual, so we have some stats about Nemesis Prime, which unfortunately are not in English. Breakdown of the included parts and the runners. Bit of a nice image from Rise of the Beast with the predominantly the Autobots, Optimus Primal and Scourge. And then just a quick look at the instructions, which is pretty much the same as what we saw with Optimus. And then we just have this quick little image on the back about the basing and attaching Nemesis Prime. Now, unlike Optimus, Nemesis will not, from the looks of things, not have a sticker to sit on top of that base, which is fine. A few less things to worry about. So that was the manual. Now, this little insert, which unfortunately is not in English, is pretty much the instructions of the little light gimmick that is included, which I think is very cool that we actually get something like that at this particular model scale for its price point. There you go. Okay, runners. We get two of these B1s in this black plastic. Pretty much exact copies of each other. Pretty much the same as what we saw on Optimus. And if I flip this around, there's the Autobot signal, logo, emblem, signal. And there's the Decepticon one. So we get the two of those. Now, what else do we get? Get a D1 in a dark metallic silver. So pretty much all these runners are going to be a recolor of the ones we saw with Optimus. We will have two... Oh, sorry. We get two Ds. So that was D1. Here's D2, both in that dark silver. And once again, reiterating, it's just pretty much just a general recall of what we saw from Optimus. E1 in black. Very flat black, which is to be expected, the colors of Nemesis. F1 in a silver, which may actually be, actually no, I was going to say it might be the same silver, but I think this one actually might be a bit darker than the one that Prime had. Prime's was a bit of a lighter silver. We get a single G in black, so most of the runners here will pretty much be in a darker color black, as to be expected. We get 2 of these base plates for the base. I feel these 2 are actually much more detailed than what we saw with Prime. So it'll be interesting to do a comparison between the 2 when the time comes. So they're both in a very nice little black colour of some description, or very dark grey. And then lastly, because these are a lot of loose pieces, random accessories, weapons, etc. For Nemesis that I've just kept in the bag, which I will say right now, clearly this bag is actually not going to have them. Oh, actually maybe it does. But anyway, all the bags that these runners came in are all tearable. When I say terrible, as in tear the bag, and not terrible as in terrible bad, which is actually quite convenient. But anyway, enough about the bags. So all these are loose parts that's included. So there's a little light device, and we see some shoulders, some effect clouds, as well as the weapons, which I feel there are more included than what Optimus had. In fact, I don't recall Optimus having the axe. He may have, I'm just saying that I don't recall it. But there you go. Those are those bits. Okay, so that pretty much brings us to the end of the unboxing of Blokees. Blokees? Gosh, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm pretty sure the only reason why I keep thinking Blokees is, once again, being in Australia, having grown up in Australia, and will probably be in Australia for a very long time, we do have the word bloke, which I don't believe is anywhere else. Bloke obviously being just another label for, you know, a guy, friend, stuff like that. Probably more aligned into traditional Australian slang, I think is where bloke is pretty much coming from. And that's what's throwing me, because it's pretty much spelt the same way. But yeah, obviously I mean Blokees. But anyway, I'll get there one day. But yes, Classic Class 08, Nemesis Prime, pretty much a recolor of Optimus Prime, which is the very first release of the line. Going to leave it there. Pretty much covered what needed to be covered, so thanks for watching the video. Feel free to do the usual like, commenting, subscribing if you enjoyed the content. It does help support the channel, and I do appreciate it. There'll also be stuff on my Instagram account, so keep an eye on that, and I do try and keep the community postings relatively up to date where I can. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in most likely or potentially next week's Transformers content or something else on the channel. See ya.